Good morning and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for Aries this morning. Aries, we are going to do a spread of what is coming toward you. We're going to be looking at that, your supportive energies, unconscious influences, and your hopes and dreams and manifestations. Okay, so keep in mind that this is a general reading, and so it may not resonate with all of you. If it does, wonderful, then I've served my purpose here. If it does not, then check out your other placements, okay? So I'm going to cleanse the space with some Palo Santo and get ash all over the place. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is for Aries, and thank you in advance for all your likes and subscribes. If you really like what you see and you feel like another person, friend of yours, could really benefit from the message, then absolutely share it with them as well. Okay, so this is for Aries. This is for Aries. Calling on Spirit, inviting Spirit in to provide the message for Aries' greatest and highest good at this time. This is for Aries. Okay, Aries, and at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Wands. So a lot of determined energy, a lot of you or somebody else in your sphere could be like a leader or a mentor right now. But essentially it's like in pursuing something, moving forward, taking action in a very grounded and assured way, okay? And it's very powerful. This is somebody who gets things done, okay? So Aries, what is coming toward you right now is the Ace of Cups. That's positive. That's really nice. And what is supporting you kind of at the foundation here is the Page of Swords. So you could be, you know, just learning a lot right now about anything, about yourself, about relationship, about your own emotions, just kind of about, you know, emotional dynamics in general. And this is also something that's supporting you is the need or want to have a very significant conversation, okay? And that conversation could be with yourself, it could be with another person, but we'll see as we go on in the reading here. But essentially what's coming towards you is the Ace of Cups. That is a new relationship or a new emotional experience, okay? something that can also be like, you know, really overflowing. Like it can be overwhelming. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. What is driving this situation and your action on an unconscious level is the Hermit, the want and the need to go inward, staying mindful of your inner guru. But since this is in the unconscious position, it tells me that that might not be at the front. It's not at the front of your mind, really, to be it's not at the front of your mind to go inward and do healing right now, but unconsciously that is what you want. That is what is driving. It's kind of at the core of this, okay? Because this is unconscious past influences, okay? So maybe you have done that work before, and in your situation right now, you might think, oh, well, you know, I've done that, been there, done that, you know. And the thing is, when it comes to getting back in touch with our inner guru, you can do this as many times as you need to. And it's actually something that is very healthy to continue to do throughout our lives. Okay, especially if we hit a bump in the road, big time. Consciously, your past experiences have been moving on, moving forward, doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, to come away from drama, come away from choppy waters, and move on, move forward, to find your peace, serenity, clarity, and stillness. Okay? Just really wanting to move away from stuff that really leaves you feeling unsettled. All right? So this is really interesting, because as we go, we can see, okay, is this something? It's like, because in the middle, that energy is something that can be balanced as long as it's in the middle. But if it's at one extreme or the other, if we take this to the extreme, we can also see how, or it's an invitation to think about how we do this, when we do this. Do we do it when things get challenging and we're like, bye, you know? When unconsciously we could be, you know, we're being asked to go inward and really think about how you can show up when times get tough, okay? And by no means is this a suggestion or an invitation to hang in there and take the abuse, or, you know, continue to engage in a toxic or unhealthy dynamic. It's more, if you're noticing, you really see the truth inside of yourself, your inner guru tells you, like, this is a toxic situation, or this is something, this is like this choppy waters. When do the choppy waters show up? You know, what's going on there? Like, how do we, because we co-create our experiences, right? So how are we also co-creating this choppy waters experience? Because I see the Wheel of Fortune here, and that tells me that this isn't just a one-time gig. Like there's a pattern. There's a pattern involved in this story, okay? And that's on the unconscious side of what you're manifesting. So what you're currently manifesting on an unconscious level is a cycle, is repeating a cycle, all right? But what you're consciously manifesting is temperance, is, you know, a full-on integration of oneself, reforming oneself, changing on a spiritual level, okay? It's also an invitation to take the time that you need to take, right? Be patient with yourself in this process. Right now, this is like the alchemy, you know, you see this angel pouring back and forth into 2 cups. So this is a mix. This is a mixing of energies, you know, and It's like past self, current self, past self, current self. How can I integrate my past experiences to make a better future for myself so that I can reform and be reborn, reshaped in a new way where I can be more empowered in my life, and have stability. And you see this angel also has 1 foot in the water, one foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So I think that that's also a very poignant invitation to, yeah, you're going to do some emotional work, but you also need to stay grounded here and really try finding balance between these two practices. All right. So your hopes and dreams. So you're hoping on an unconscious level, you're hoping for an ending of something. And I'm thinking, since it's right above this unconscious cycle, that you're unconsciously hoping that this cycle, that you don't repeat this cycle, that it comes to an end, that it could finally be done, And this is death by 1,000 cuts. And I'm thinking the 1,000 cuts are this repeating cycle. So many times you've gone through this. Okay? And I think that if you're acknowledging and seeing that this cycle has been the choppy waters in your past behind you, that, in order to achieve lasting peace, moving towards serenity and peace of mind, that this cycle needs to end once and for all. Okay? And so consciously in your hopes and dreams, like what is at the forefront for you right now is what you're up against, because this is causing you a lot of overthinking, a lot of mental turmoil right now. Thinking also about different ways in which you can deal with this, different ways in which it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, like if I do this, then I'm thinking it will have this effect. If I do this, it will have that effect, so that's kind of where, if this is your conscious hopes and dreams right now, this is an energy that is stuck. And but the good part about that is that it's like the binds are very loose. So this is a prison of your own making, okay? You might be telling yourself right now, I really do want to break this cycle, but I've been at it so long, I don't know how. I don't know how. And when that kind of energy and those kinds of thoughts are coming toward us, or not even coming toward us, but are like inside of us, it's an invitation to also get assistance in some way, shape or form, whether it be like, with a good friend who's going to help us move forward, not somebody who's just going to like kind of enable us to stay stuck. And sometimes people who we think are good friends or good family members, good confidants, can be doing that, because it's like it's like puzzle pieces. It's like kind of, there's a feedback loop, and you may find that when times get tough, you might go to the same friend because like maybe that friend or family member tells you what you want to hear and like makes you feel better temporarily, like in the moment, but there isn't any lasting change. So a lot of times, with that being said, it's like the people in our lives that really just kind of give us the straight answer, coming from a place of love, is actually what we need. So, I think that you need to call yourself out on your own shit, Aries. because change is needed here, because you're in an unhealthy cycle. And you know this. Your inner guru knows this completely. But moving toward that change this time around, if you're very serious about it, it's going to be very overwhelming. It's going to be really, really overwhelming. But the supportive energy that you have going for you is the Page of Swords. And it's okay to be in the beginner energy, because that's where we are every time we start over. Even if we've done it before, even if we've done a cycle a million times, we can still show up in beginner energy and do it differently. And this time, you know, with the Page of Swords, it's like, I see the determination here. This person is standing on a hill in the wind. You know, I don't know if you've ever stood on a hill in the wind. But dude, it's kind of like, I mean, maybe that's just me. I mean, I like watching the wind when it goes through the trees, and it's like, ooh, but that's from the comfort of the inside of my house where I'm not out in the wind. So don't let the wind I see here is like the challenge. It's nebulous, it's cold. Sometimes it's really fast and blustery. And then other times it could like slow down and be kind of like a nice breeze, which brings relief, right? But I get the sense that you're up against some pretty stormy clouds here, Aries. And, you know, give yourself grace and give yourself patience and time to do this work. Because, you know, with the page here, there is determination in learning how to do something from that beginner energy space. And it is a very vulnerable position to be in, and it is very overwhelming. You know, because we like to think that we've got it all under control, but, you know, I think it's important to admit when we don't and that we need help. So, what is protecting you right now? What is kind of covering you, kind of like the roof on your house, so to speak, is the Seven of Wands. So, you know, when we say like what's protecting you, you could be protecting yourself and staying within this locked energy by being defensive. Being defensive about your own behavior. Because this is Wands, which is action. Maybe you're defending your actions. And we have the King of Wands here, so he's the person of action and getting things done. I mean, with this as a supportive energy, that's big. Like that is very, very reassuring. So if there's a part of yourself that's like, I can't do it, step into that King of Wands energy. Come on, like seriously. Because I feel like this is at a dire moment. I just get that, I get that vibe. You know, and the outcome right now, the way things look, if you were to stay in this Eight of Swords energy, this is going to be the outcome. Internal conflict about what to do. Also, getting feedback from people around you on what to do, how to do it, what you need to do. And it's kind of like a bunch of people kind of having conflicting ideas. Maybe they might be the same. I mean, ultimately, you know, I have a teacher, her name is Megan Angus, and she describes this card as, you know, 5 people trying to put up a tent who were missing a pole or something like that. You know, it's very clumsy. It's very, they get into arguments. People are getting frustrated. Some people are dropping out of the whole enterprise altogether. But ultimately, what do they all want to do? They all want to put up a tent, right? So they have the same goal. So the positive part in this, if you're getting input from all kinds of other folks around you, that means they all want the same thing for you. They all want the same thing for you. And my guess is to end this cycle that has been so painful. And it is going to be overwhelming. I mean, and you're going to feel as though you have been shoved into the flames and then taken out and pounded with a hammer, you know. But in the finish, you're going to be reforged. You're going to be reshaped and reformed into a new. And this kind of change here, to get to be tempered, when temperance is here, there is a whole paradigm shift, you know, inside of oneself. But you need patience with yourself, gentle kindness for your own vulnerability, acceptance for your beginner energy, embracing beginner energy, beginning again, because you've done this before. I think that this is a very good, this is a very strong invitation. It's a major arcana. The only two major arcana here is the Hermit and Temperance. Going inward and changing. Listening to your inner guru. You know the truth. You know what's working for you and what isn't working for you. Okay. I'm trying to I'm trying to decide which card to clarify here. Because for these readings, I don't clarify all the cards. I just clarify one. And then I pull some oracle cards after that. So I'm being drawn to the Wheel of Fortune. But then I'm also being drawn to Temperance. So Temperance is at the front of your mind. And it's at the front of your mind for what you are manifesting. And, you know, with the Hermit energy here, in the background, and the fact that this is a cycle, you know what the cycle is. You know what the cycle is so clearly that you are hoping and dreaming for an end to it. You know that this is painful. You know that this sucks. And it's not serving you. It's not meant for you anymore. You need to let yourself outgrow this, you need to let yourself outgrow this cycle, whatever it is. I mean, shoot, you have all kinds of people around you even arguing with each other, so not only you know, but everybody else knows too. And you're being defensive against that. Because it's protecting you. What is it protecting you from? It's protecting you from this overwhelming, like, experience of emotion. So you're really on the doorstep of some intense healing here. And anyone who has done healing and done their work knows that it's not a walk in the park. But it's very important. And yeah, okay, so let's do temperance here, okay? Let's do temperance. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So with the Temperance is clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be really hard work. But as long as you stay compassionate with yourself and also setting very sound boundaries, because the Queen of Cups is the only queen in the deck that, not the only queen in the deck, but the only cup in the entire deck that has a lid on it. And what that says is I'm not going to experience any emotions. It's basically like I'm in charge of my emotional world, and I am not going to let in anybody that's gonna like poison my cup. I'm not gonna let poison into my cup. And I'm also, I'm choosing healthy experiences. It's basically like a very it's like emotional boundaries, okay? And not just, oh, I'm not going to feel these feelings. I mean, that could be the way that you do it. That could be, I don't think that that's the invitation though. The invitation here is to turn your love inward and be loving and compassionate to yourself, okay? And really focus on your healing, because this is clarifying the Temperance here. Like this needs to happen. This balancing of the self, this alchemy, this personal alchemy, and finding balance with yourself. And it is going to be hard work. But with the Queen of Cups here, that is such loving and nurturing and compassionate energy. And what was I saying earlier? I was saying, have compassion for yourself as you're feeling vulnerable, as you're feeling like a newbie. There could be a part of you that might even feel embarrassed that this is happening again. And you got everybody around you being like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Like that. And I think that the reason people do that is because it's like they get frustrated with it too. And ultimately what's at the very, very core of that is that because they love you and they want to see you do well. They want to see you, have a healthy and lovely life and not have to go through this kind of shit again, like having drama and then moving on to some place that's nice and clean and clear and peace of mind, and then bing bang boom, oh, here's some more drama again. Like the calm waters over here ended up getting choppy again because what happened? Who came back? What came in? What kind of pattern came back around? And with the Three of Pentacles here, that speaks to what I had said before about when you're feeling too, like when you're feeling like this, trying to go it alone, you need to do this. You need to collaborate with other people. You know, go, maybe it's group therapy, right? There's a building here. There's a co-creation here. A building up. And a building of something in a very tangible, foundational way. Right? Working with others. Getting support. Get support here. And get stable support. Okay? Because look, the support that you're getting here is just causing more chaos. It's causing more chaos. And it's like, you know, this can be like, even just looking at this card is stressful. This is a stressful situation. It like jumps right off the page, the card. And, you know, if we are locked in some sort of funky cycle, that's when we kind of go with what we know, and that what has given us short-term symptom relief from stress and anxiety, and then just gone back to the same old shit that's not healthy. Okay? So you got some work to do here, Aries, and you got some work to do here. But the thing is that you have a lot of supportive energies. Like, you have a very strong inner knowing, and you're completely capable. You are completely capable of this. It's like it's right there. All you got to do is like go, like shake off these loose, lame binds. This is an illusion. This prison, this trapped, no. You can take off the binds, take off the blindfold, and walk out. Like, if you look here, look at the cage of swords around this person. They're behind the figure. There's nothing standing in their way from walking forward, but they have a blindfold on, so they can't see that there aren't any swords in the front. All the swords are in the back. So this is like past experiences, past thoughts that are holding you hostage. And that's an illusion. I mean, granted, the thoughts and the feelings are all very real and all very valid because they come from, you know, your life experiences. However, you don't need to stay there, right? Because you have this energy. This energy here is what you need to do this and this. And that is what you need in order to achieve this. It's going to be challenging, but you can completely do it. You can absolutely do it. And you know that you can. You know that you can because you've done it before. Not in a very lasting way, maybe, because, you know, this came back around, but, you know, this time, give it a whirl, okay? That's what I have for you for the tarot portion. Hummingbird, miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Your energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Penguin, authentic. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. Holy shit. I'm going to put that right there. What was I saying? And then at the bottom, dear, love, be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Yes, these are completely reaffirming what I said in the reading already. You can do this. Get in touch with your hermit energy. What has helped you in the past? There's the phrase that came back, the phrase that came in after I said that was, go back to group. Go back to group. And align yourself with true healers. Okay. Taking risks. Excuse me. Today I will ask Spirit to help me begin to take healthy risks. I will ask for assistance in letting go of my fear of failure and success. I will ask for help in fully living my life so that I can start experiencing all the wonderful parts of my journey. Letting go of panic. Today I will not be overwhelmed by panic. Panic will take my mind off my goals. It's normal to feel panic, but I simply feel it and let it go. I can get back on track by treading water until I regain my composure. I relax and know that all is well. Right here, I'm putting that over the Ace of Swords. I'm going to read another one. Being true to myself. Today I will honor, cherish, and love myself. When I get confused about what to do, I just have to remember that I need to be true to myself. I will break free from the hold that others and their expectations have on me. Hermit. And that's the other thing. If there are people around you that are talking shit and being like, you can't do that, or you can't do this, blah, 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 and just like giving you a bunch of drama and giving you a bunch of shit. No, that is not allowed. Nope, not allowed. That's the boundary. You put your lid on your cup when that stuff comes your way, okay? Put your lid on your cup when you hear that negative bullshit. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pick one more card from my new deck that I got. It's not mine. I didn't create it, of course. It's by Angie Solens, and it's called Witch, Woman in Total Control of Herself. Okay. All right. It's so nice. It's very good. I ordered it on Kickstarter like a year and a half ago. It finally came. And it was, yeah, whatever. I won't go into that. Okay, this fell out. Oh my gosh. All of these. Okay, I'm not going to take all of them. I'm just going to take one because with this, I I read from the book, but the messages are like not super long, so it's not tedious to sit here and watch somebody read. The songstress, okay? Come on. The songstress. When was the last time you had a conversation with the moon, made music for the night sky, sang songs to the stars? When was the last time you showed up fully, just as you are, and offered your voice to the universe, which incidentally means one song? So many of us let the idea of perfect get in the way of good. We refuse to make an offering of our art, music, service, ideas, mission, or soulcraft because we feel we aren't yet polished enough. We aren't accomplished enough, not educated, experienced, or professional enough. Or we're too much, too old, too late, too unoriginal, too much, and not enough. Okay, or too unoriginal. Too much and not enough steal time and lives. Somewhere along the way, we let perfect in the door and it robbed us of our passions and our offerings. But a witch knows she is part earth and part sky. There are moonbeams in her veins and birdsong in her soul. She, like the moon, can show up with a single sliver of herself and still shine. She honors the birds that sing down the moon and sing up the sun, knowing they don't sing because they're professional or trained. They sing because they have a song. Now is the time to let go of expectations and the demands of perfection and offer yourself up in this moment. Regardless of how much or how little you have, show up, sing, shine. The world needs you as you are. Okie dokie. Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Okay.